Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. First of all, collect all of your cat toys because some might be a little bit dirty, so just pop them in the washer. Now let's get working away. Here I'll be using some cat toys that my cats don't really like, and of course some different types of string, some wires, some pliers, some scissors, thread, and a sewing vector. Before I began working, I drew 9 sketches to make sure I knew what I was going into, and of course it makes it easier to go into this project. My first idea consisted of a cat toy that my cats don't really like or play with, so I will attach some hay string to it as well as a longer piece that will serve to mirror like a wand or some place to hold it. I also made sure to cut the end pieces so it looks like loose string at the very end because they will go crazy for that. Trust me, I was. For my second idea, I decided to go with the same type of concept. I'm basically going to be attaching some string to a toy that my cats don't really like. So what I do is I tie a knot to get them all together, and it'll make it easier to attach to the toy as well. So then I wrap it around, I tie it with a knot, and then I repeat the same thing by twisting it over and over again, either on the opposite ends, and then I go vertically, horizontally, then vertically, so you get all of the 4 sides of the toy. I think we would all appreciate it if this cat toy didn't fall apart after a couple uses, so make sure everything is nice and tight. Then after that, start curling the ends of the strings to give this toy some more texture. If you don't know how to do this, make sure to hold the open scissors very closely so they don't slip away and you cut yourself, because this part is only a little dangerous. There you have it, nice and spongy with lots of texture. The last thing we have to do to this toy is tie a long shoelace or string to your cat toy. I do this with the help of some wire, and this allows me to fit the lace into smaller crevices, so it makes things a lot faster. This long piece of string will also protect you from your cat's sharp claws. Second cat toy complete. For my third cat toy DIY creation, I will be using the same type of string that I used previously, but this time I am going to combine it with some wire, the one you saw earlier in the video. I want to make a handle with the wire and attach a silver ball at the end along the loose string. So what I do is I tie knots about 2 inches apart because this will support the wire that will fit in the center of it all. Before you make your last knot, remember to leave some string at the end exposed so your cats can play with that. So now let's get some wire, our ball, and let's puncture the ball. Leave some room at the very end because you are going to fold that, and then stick the wire in between the knots that we just did so we can create some type of wand. And then the exposed wire at the very tip, we fold that and then we start twisting away. And since I don't like the look of the twisted wire, I'm gonna get some faux leather that I had laying around from my past video. You can see it on the top right hand side. Now get your prepped hot glue gun and start gluing the little strips of string around the twisted wire so you can hide that, because we don't like to see it, and it might hurt you, or someone might get hurt. So it's good to prevent these types of things by hot gluing string around your exposed twisted wire. Now continue wrapping your string around the wire until it looks something like this, except for this one needs a little bit more glue, so I'm going to put a little bit on the end and then it's going to be done. Now we're going to repeat this process in the middle of the wand or the cat toy. because I want this to be a little bit longer. So we're gonna add some length by adding another wire and doing the same thing. So I'm getting both ends and then I'm twisting away, and then I set that on one end and then fold it straight, and then we're gonna do the same thing by putting some string, some black string around that part. Of course you can cut the ends so it's a lot easier to work with, and then just try to fit that wire in the center of your knots once again. It's okay if it messes up and it's not all the way straight, because your cats don't really mind that. That's just your handle. It's not going to be part of the cat toy. And there you go, just hot glue it all the way around until you see no exposed twisted wire. The finishing touches to this cat toy are going to consist of curling the strings with the scissors. So just repeat that process. They don't have to be super curly because there's already some texture and with the ball. It's probably a good idea to look back at your notes and check out your sketches to make sure you're on the right path, because sometimes you just think of new ideas and stuff like that and you forget your old ones. So for this fourth cat toy, I'm going to be using some string. This is like a cotton string, I believe, and I'm using some wire to try and fit it into the little rope on the side. This is a catnip toy, so I know they're gonna love this. However, they don't like it on its own. They would rather have it with some type of string attached to it. So that's what I'm doing here, and this is going to be super simple because that completes our toy. It's just a string with one of their toys that they don't like. Maybe just tie a knot at the very end to prevent the string from falling apart. For my fifth creation, I will attach some of this curling ribbon to this mouse they got for Christmas, but they never played with it. So here is a new toy. Done. For the next DIY, I want to make something more simple. Here is a meter stick I found laying around that goes great with some hot glued ribbon on the end of one side. It's great because I can test out the amount of string my cat likes. So here I'm going to show you one of my cats. His name is Nemo, and he's going to demonstrate how many strings he actually wants on this stick. It's great if you only have 2, but if you have a whole bunch, like maybe 20 or so, they are not gonna like it one bit. So I only attached 6 strings to this toy because I didn't want it to be too stimulating. For my next project, it's going to be a little mouse, and I'm gonna attach some of those strings around it, and then I'm gonna get some different type of string, something with a little bit more flexibility to it, and I'm gonna make that one the longest, so it's a mixture of like long and silky with the stretchy combination, so your cats can dig their paws on it. Now I am tying these strings together as tight as possible, then I hot glue this mouse to the strings so it can stay nice and stable before I start sewing it with my sewing vector and my thread. So I only do about 4 stitches because I thought that was enough to keep it in place and, make it last basically. And also the mouse was really hard to puncture, so be careful whenever you're trying to puncture certain toys because it might get difficult and you might hurt yourself like I did. If you don't think the attachment is very strong, you can go ahead and hot glue the very top, and that would make everything just stay in place. Now attach a shoelace. Done. For my next toy, I have these hair ties that I just want to make something with them because my cats no longer play with them. And I just attached some just string, and then I'm going to make this whole, I'm just going to attach all of them basically with another piece of string, and that is just going to complete the toy. So for the 9th creation, I'm going to use these pom-poms that my cats don't like, and I'm just going to go ahead and stick them together. Now let's experiment and see if any of my creations are worthy of my cat's time. It looks like he really likes this toy, but it might not be his favorite. This one, you need to make sure that you don't do it like me, where you attach a wire to the ball, because the ball is definitely going to come off, even if you hot glue it, and that might be dangerous for small little kitties. This toy has catnip, so he just does not want to give it up, and he doesn't really want to cooperate with me. Here I'm trying to take it away, and he refuses to listen to me, but at least, you know, he really likes it, and I'm really happy that he's actually playing with this toy, because it usually just sits in the toy box, and it has been sitting there for the last 6 months. Anyways, this next toy is pretty good too. I think the cotton inside has a really good texture, and I think he really likes it. This one also is pretty good. This one was probably the least stimulating for him, but I think the important thing is that he likes the majority of the cat toys that I made him, so I'm pretty happy about that, pretty satisfied. Here is my other kitty trying out the new cat toys I made him. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye!